Good
You're
morning,
live.
good evening, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Soul, Light, and Body. It's such a pleasure to be here today. As you've been noticed that we weren't here for a little bit, couple of weeks. We were doing some replays because myself and Joan, we're so busy doing a few projects at the moment, so it's really taking up some of our time. But we're still here. We haven't forgot you. We're still here. And today we just want to pop in because we just want to let you know that we love you. You're always on our mind. And we just want to bring a little bit of taste of what we're doing at the moment. So today, myself and Joe, we decided that we're gonna come on the air and we're gonna really let you know that we are here to support you on your journey, whatever your journey looks like, because each of us, our journey is totally different to the other, and we are here to support you. We are here to give you that encouragement because we know the journey is not easy. Sometimes you really gotta go deep within to really find that strength, that resiliency to really continue on your journey, whatever your journey looks like. Whatever experiences or whatever situation that you're going through right now, it's either you're walking towards a bridge, you're on the bridge, or you already crossed the bridge and you're at that point waiting to move forward, to make that first step to go forward. So whichever part you're at this morning, we are here to help you to understand that we could give you that support. If you're walking towards that bridge, we could give you that support to go to the bridge. If you're on the bridge, we'll help you to walk across the bridge. And if you reach that point that you cross that bridge, we are here to help you to continue walking. So it's such a beautiful thing that we have this platform, that we could come on this platform and we could share. Each week we bring different guests on that they could share and they could help you with whichever point you're at this point in time in your life. We're here to help you to move forward with your life, because many times we ask ourselves, why am I feeling this way? We are here to help you to find the journey home. Find the journey home. And finding the journey home is going within, it's coming back to yourself, coming back to who you are. Because many times we spin out or we in a rabbit hole. But we are here to help you to come back to yourself, come back to that, bring that journey back to yourself. So today, we're going to have a little discussion. We welcome your questions, and we are here to help to answer some of your questions and just to help you to understand that you are enough, just to help you to understand that there's greatness within you, that you are here for a reason. So, whatever you may be going through at this point in time, just know that there is a story within you. People are waiting to hear that story from you. So, shine your light. I'm Karen Pascal, holistic health and wellness coach and a co-author of two ebooks and with my sister. And we also have a digital magazine and a hard copy magazine. We are producers of Soul, Light, and Body. I'll now hand the mic over to Miss Joan Williams. Joan?
Welcome. Wow, what a great opening as usual.
Thank you.
Happy Friday to all of you. Great to have you here. And those who are going to be watching on the replay. Today is a great day because, as Karen early mentioned, what we're doing and great projects we're working on, and you'll see in the coming weeks and the coming months of the things, amazing things that we're doing, and which include others as well. So, first of all, how are you doing? How are you doing today? What kind of space are you in? What kind of state of mind are you in? What is hindering you from moving forward from where you at to where you would like to be or who you like to see yourself become? I think that those are the hard questions we have to ask ourselves. Because when we talk about a bridge, it means so many different things to so many people. It's not one specific thing. What is your bridge today? And where are you are in that bridge? Which is the space? Are you closer to your destination or are you just beginning? Are you right there in the middle and trying to catch to the other side of it? Because whatever is it to the other side of it, I want to tell you, as we all know, takes a lot of strength, take a lot of resiliency. Because what are you coming from or where you are to where you're going? First of all, you have to accept where you are as a person, as a human being. Accept that situation, whether it's bad or good, and you decide to make that definitive decision that I no longer want to be here, so I want to move forward. I'm not satisfied, or you realize I have more in me that I have to share with the world. That's all beautiful because at the end of the day, we all should shine that excellence. We want to bring that excellence, see it out from us and shine it and share it with the world. And that's the beautiful thing about life. Because it's not about bad or good. It's made out of so many components. So we all have to embrace the bad, embrace the good, embrace the success, embrace the failure, embody all of that because that is what makes us who we are. My name is Joan Williams, holistic health and wellness coach, and I'm so happy to be here and happy that we have this platform that we can share, motivate you. We are expert in our own area, but we bring other experts in to join us as a team of collaboration so we can help you guys every day on a daily basis. Because the beautiful thing about it, with soul, light, and body, you can always catch the replay if you don't get the time to watch it at the same day or time. You can always go back, you can catch the replay, you can pull little resources, what works for you. Because sometimes everything is not for everyone, but you just take what fits for you that is applicable in the situation that you are in and move forward. Life is never easy, but it's the journey and how we decide to look at it. That's the important thing. Reflection, acceptation, moving forward, new beginnings, all of those things. It's every challenge that come or challenges that come because sometimes we face it more than one thing at the same time simultaneously. Is how we choose to look at it. Are we going to get bogged down by it? Are we going to reach within ourselves, move into the inner space, our inner core, and find and muster and harness that strength and said, no, I'm not going to stay here. I'm enough. I'm better than this. I want more. And use that self actualization chart of wanting more and moving forward. And just know that you are enough. You're special. You're beautiful. And you're worthy. Get to the space of worthiness. You're worthy. And use that level to motivate yourself. Setting your intention is so beautiful. Because when we set our intentions, what we have a level of clarity. Because then we can move in a direction that we want to be in, knowing that this is where we want to be. And then you move with a level of confidence. Move with a level of confidence, reaffirm yourself every day because life is a work in progress. Reaffirm yourself every day. I'm good enough. I am who I am. And say whatever affirmation what you're looking forward towards for the future. Because you're special and you are unique. Each one of us is different. Even though Karen and I are sisters, we are unique in our own way. We're special in our own way. And we bring something different to the table all the time. So just love yourself, show yourself compassion, and find that inner strength. And also look at your core values. What are your core values, and are you aligning up with that? Karen?
Yeah, I really like what you said just now, your core values. Because every day as we move, we're moving into some direction. We're moving, and it depends on what you're moving to. What are you moving to? And as you're moving, what are your thoughts? Because whatever are your thoughts, that is what you're going to be moving to. Because your thoughts will attract. So sometimes you find that something show up in your life and you're asking yourself the question, why is this happening to me? But if you examine your thoughts is what attract what's happening at the present moment. So if what is happening at the present moment and you don't really like what is happening, examine your thoughts. Because the thoughts is what's going to bring what you really want in your life. So you got to sit back, you got to pause, and you got to examine the thoughts. Because once you change that paradigm, that thoughts that you have in your head, you will find that the things that is going to come to you is going to change. Because remember that whatever you project out, that is what is going to come back to you. So you have to be so careful with the thoughts that you project every single day, because that is what you're going to be walking to. Let's come to the bridge. You're walking towards the bridge. We all are walking towards something. We are walking towards something. Some of us, we are on that bridge, ready to cross to the another phase of our life. If you're going to be walking towards that bridge, what are your thoughts walking, getting there? What are you thinking? Many times we are going through different situations. We are struggling with different situations, different experiences. So as we walk towards the bridge that is going to really connect us to the other part of our lives, it all depends on whatever is the situation. Sometimes it's a divorce. Sometimes it's a new job. Sometimes it's a child going to a new school. The child got to cross that bridge. So there's always a bridge. There will always be a bridge in our life that we got to cross. But it all depends on our thoughts while we're crossing that bridge. Because remember, as you walk to get on that bridge, you could reach the bridge, but when you reach the point to cross it over now, what are your thoughts to cross that bridge? What are you thinking when you get to that bridge? What are you thinking on that bridge to get over that bridge? Are your thoughts positive? Are your thoughts really helping you to cross over to the other phase of your life? What are you thinking many mornings when you get up? You just jump out of bed. You just get on your daily, whatever routine that you normally do. What are you thinking? Because as I said before, whatever you think, that is what you attract. And then you ask yourself, again, why is this happening to me? But because of the thoughts that you carry around every single day, that is what is going to manifest in your life. And many times you find that we're showing up, but we're not showing up fully. We are wearing a mask. We are wearing a mask, but behind that mask is a wound that is still bleeding. The wound is still bleeding and bleeding so much that it even affecting other people. So we got to be so careful as we take this journey called life. It's okay to step back. It's okay to re-examine yourself. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm not going to go in that direction because I realize that that direction is not helping me. I need to change my course. It's okay for you to do that because whatever choice you make, you're making that choice for yourself. You have to live with that choice. So you have to be so careful with whatever you do. You have to be so careful with your thoughts. If you have to step back, a step back is not a delay. A step back is you going within yourself, going, taking that journey within yourself and seeing if what you are doing is really helping you or it's hindering you from going over that bridge. Joan?
There's so much that you said there to unpack, but one of the things that stand out is, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Because your thoughts shape your reality. Whatever you're thinking, whatever your thoughts are, that is what shapes your reality. And whatever energy we put out, that is the energy we comes back to us. So we just have to be careful of that and have to remind ourselves all the time. And that is why setting intentions are so important, because what that does, it brings clarity to us. And then we have to also look at our goals, to set actionable goals, goals that are realistic, that we know that we can attain very quickly, and to sustain ourselves on that journey. And then not forgetting that we have to show ourselves love and compassion as we walk through that journey, going through bridges, as we're talking about bridges, because every state you're in,
Yes.
every state of your lives, whether you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, every state of our lives bring different challenges.
Yes.
How do we handle that? That's the question. How do we handle that? And another thing too is that it's okay, because we're gonna find, we know expert, but we speaking from our experience, is that in life, what value to you when you were 20 no longer matter to you when you're 30.
Absolutely.
What value you when you are in your 30s and 40s, because it's a different season you're in.
Mm-hmm.
There is growth and expansion. So you find that sometimes people who you were friends with when you were 20s and 30s, because you have grown and you have evolved, it's not that you're leaving friends behind, but it doesn't fit. Your alignment does not work, because you're in a different phase in your life. You're working towards something else. You're moving towards another bridge. And so it's okay. It's okay, because just know within yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to be true to you.
Sure.
And if you want to attain and live your authentic self, then you have to be you. And that is how we attain that. And that is how we attain our excellence. That is how we walk in a state of confidence. That is how we move in a space of greatness, because we're becoming us. And so when we were in our 20s and when we were 30s, it didn't matter because we were thinking differently. But then life started to shape us as we move into our 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. We're different. And then some people may say, "You're different." Yes, you are different, because you're no longer that person. You start to take life more seriously. You start able to define your goals and know exactly what you want out of life. Because we all understand that life, this vehicle we have here, is all that we have to travel through life. And this is what is going to take us on our journey. And the most essential thing I just want to point out as well, because what we coach out is of the 12 components. And what that is, as health coaches, yes, we nourish ourselves with good food. We eat our salads, our kale, and all that good stuff, because it's good, because we have to nourish ourselves and put that nutrients in. But there is the other side, that to help us to walk that bridge, those components, you look at your finances, what kind of relationship you have with yourself and with others. How is your home environment? Are you living with clutter, or are you living in a clean space, a clean environment that you can navigate easily and dwell and feel good about it? Or within your mind, What are you carrying within you as a person? Are you refusing to let go of certain things? Those are all the things that we can nourish ourselves with. Not only is living from the inside out, because yes, we eat and all the good stuff, but that other part of the components, that who we are, that our makeup. Are we able every day to fill our lives with pockets of joy? What makes you happy? What put a smile on your face? And are you able to extend kindness, love, goodness to others? Because I want to tell you something before I hand the mic over to Karen. Our kindness and our goodness is a currency by itself. And I'm
Yeah.
speaking from experience and Karen as well. Our kindness, our goodness, our love we share with others is a currency by itself. Yeah, money is currency, but there are other currency as well that we can spend, that we can withdraw. And I want to tell you something, that every day that we put the kindness down and we put the love down and we share with each other and we remove hate and malice from our heart, those are deposits we are making. And Karen, understand what I'm talking about. Those are deposits we are making. And what those are deposits are, because when bank, they're bankable. Because they're bankable, our kindness, our good deeds, our love, they're bankable. And what happened as our journey in life that we move forward, there are moments in time will come that we're gonna need to make that withdrawals. Those kindness, we're gonna need somebody to do a kindness, favor for us, right? Unknowingly or knowingly. And there are moments in time where we're going to need that, whether through an illness, whatever is the situation in life, because we move through different things. Different things mean to different things to others. And those moments will come. And as you listen to this broadcast today, you will see it. Those moments will come where people are just going to show up and do a kindness and a favor for you. No, we're not talking about money here. We're not talking about that's different. We're talking about somebody's going to come, grant you an opportunity, provide you with a new path, give you something that you need at that moment in time, that favor, that kindness. But those are the withdrawals, because you say, my goodness, I didn't even do anything, but somebody give me something, give me a favor, show me love, make me feel comfortable in the space that I'm in. And those, you know what those are? Those are your withdrawals, because you banked it before. And they, just like in the banking system, they're automatic withdrawal. And it just happened. So as you listen to this today, show kindness, show love, be good to others. Don't worry about those who are not good to you. That's fine. It's life. It's gonna happen. But you set that trend. You set that path. You bank on those things. Let your goodness and your kindness and your love be bankable, because there are moments in time in life that you may not have the people, your family, nobody around you, but people are going to show up, because you know that what that is. That's our theory. That's your withdrawals. Karen?
Yeah, listen to you, Joan. Each word that you just said, I could reflect back to like about 3 weeks ago. I was on vacation, and from the starting of the vacation, I saw these withdrawals happening. You go up to the counter. I go up to the counter to check in. You're overweight. Normally, you gotta pay for overweight. As you know, once you travel, you gotta pay for overweight. You know, and there is this girl who is saying to myself and my husband that, you know what, it's fine. You don't have to pay for the overweight. That clearly there is a withdrawal. And next withdrawal that happened when I was in one country to fly to another country. My particular timing was till later in the night. But just listening to the voice, to your intuition, I went up to the counter, and I went to the airport listening to the intuition. I decided to go to the airport. Sitting there, guidance came, went up to the girl, asked the girl if we could travel before the time. There again, was able to travel before the time. All of that is withdrawal. Because many times, if you got to change around a seat or you got to change around with flights, you got to pay. It don't happen for free. There was no cost attached to it. It just happened, right? On my way back to the United States, another withdrawal was bringing something here. Normally, it would have cost me like about 150 US dollars. Because that is what the guy said who was checking us in. He said, this thing is going to cost you about $150. But you know what? I'll pass it for free. You don't have to pay. So this is clearly showing you that when you make deposits or when you plant seeds along the way on your journey here called life, it doesn't matter who you're doing these things for, because the persons who you're doing this kindness for, don't look for that person to do back that kindness for you. You just make your deposits. It doesn't matter how the person treats you. That's on them. It has nothing to do with you. You continue to make your deposits everywhere you go. Make your deposits of kindness, show gratitude, be the person that, you know what, I'm going to choose today to do kindness for someone. Because when you do that, I could guarantee you it's going to show up in your life somewhere along the line. Somebody going to show up in your life and they're going to do something good for you. And then you may step back and ask yourself the question, I never done nothing for this person. Why is this person doing this for me? But remember, you made that deposit before. You planted that seed before. So in time of need, it shows up. It just showed up in your life. So today we are here to tell you, each step that you make in this lifetime, continue to be kind to each other. It is so important that we understand this language, because this language could help you on your journey here. It's going to show up in places that you least expect it to show up for you. And it's going to benefit you. And it's going to be able to help to take you to somewhere else where you want to go. So continue to be kind. Be kind to yourself. That's the first thing you need to do. Be kind to yourself. Because once you're kind to yourself, you're going to be kind to others. It starts with you. And you have the choice to be kind to yourself and with yourself. Because many times you may talk to people and they would say, you know what? I hate myself. Why do you hate yourself? Why do you hate yourself? You're given this golden opportunity to be here. Why do you hate yourself? Maybe something is not going right in your life at this point or at this moment. That is the time you need to check in with yourself to see exactly what is not going right in your life. Sometimes it just needs to take some changes. Sometimes it just needs for you to get up early in the morning, showing up for yourself, doing some form of meditation, or even going for a walk, or some form of check-in before you really start your day. And if you could do that, it would change your whole life. It would change the way how you think. It would change your thoughts about yourself. So if you're realizing in your life that things are not going the way that you want it to go, check in with the things that you're telling yourself. Find the time to have a morning routine before you start your day, because it's very important that we find that morning routine before we start our day. Many of us, we just jump out from the bed, start doing what we got to do, go to work. Sometimes when you meet to work, there is so many problems there at work because you did not start the day right. You did not start the day right. And even self, you go into work and there is a situation there. You know how to handle that situation because you start the day right. You program yourself before you get into that environment. So when you go into that situation or that environment, you're able to show up, be authentic because you are yourself. You show up in that situation and you can handle that situation. So today, if things are not going right in your life, check in with yourself. Check in with the things that you're telling yourself every single day because that is so important for us. We got to check in. We got to pause. We got to see how things are going. And if it's not going the way how we want it to go, it's time that you make a change. You have that choice, and the choice is yours. It's your life, and it's only you can do it. Nobody can do it for you. You got to do it for yourself and make the change for your life. Joan?
That was so good. That was so, so good because that is so important for all of us to think about. How do we start our day?
Yeah.
Our self-talk. What are we telling ourselves? What are we reminding ourselves every day when we look in the mirror? Maybe sometimes some things we're not happy about, but we don't confirm it because what we claim that is not good, we get to keep that.
Sure.
So
Sure.
we gotta always speak positive about ourselves. That's why we always say, remind yourself that you're special, you're good enough. Because just know that you can attain that. Even if you're not there, you can attain that by constantly affirming that to yourself. Because
Yes.
we have the ability to change our reality as a human being. And how we speak to ourselves matter. And what is so important are you could life is so busy, we have so many things coming at us at so many times, but are we able within that 24-hour day, are we able to take that quiet time for ourselves? Are we able to pause and sit with ourselves and calm ourselves down to be steady and find that balance within you? Because when you practice those different modalities, then you can be centered and balanced. You clear out all your chakra from your throat chakra right down to your root chakras and all your chakras. You can clear that space. Practice your meditation. It doesn't have to be a whole length of thing, but practice your meditation. Find that space with your life that you can able to be calm and steady and move in life with ease and grace, regardless what's happening around you. Because when you can practice that calmness within you, you practice that pause within you can affirm yourself that whatever is it that you're going to encounter, whether on your job, whatever situation it is, you don't make it shift you. Yes, it might for a minute, because you might be surprised of what is happening, but you can quickly bounce back because you have those elements within you. Stay calm, stay steady, process your thoughts, and regardless whatever your spiritual practices are, connect with your source because we all can agree there's something higher than us. Connect with your source. Put your ask in whatever is it you're looking for, and then just relax. Be in that receiving mode. Because when you be in that receiving mode, you are allowing whatever your ask is to come to you. You can draw from that. And whatever is it that you're going through today, that might be very tumultuous, it'd be very chaotic. Practice that pausing, connect with your source, that whatever your source be, and pull that energy, draw that energy that outside of you, because it's very, very powerful, and be in that receiving mode. And then watch your mind. What is your mindset? What state are you in? What are you listening to? Because what we put in, that's what we become. Listen to motivational tapes, listen to audiobooks. Put good stuff in you that is what you become. And remind yourself again, you're special,
True.
good enough, you're worthy, you're one of a kind. Just say those things every day. Say that, look in yourself in the mirror and remind yourself that's who you are, this is what you want to become. Because we have the power to do that. We don't have to stay stuck in a space. We have to able to find that resiliency, whatever your situation. I know sometimes we go through different things, but you got to reach in that inner core. I know I'm repeating, but somebody needs to hear that. Reach in that inner core. Reach inside of yourself and harness that willpower, harness that strength to give you that support. And then most of all, key, surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with good people who can give you that support, that can help you, that can give you that hand, that can give you that kind word and say, you know what? Yes, you've been down, but I know you can do it. We are here, support you, move, help you to move forward and keep it moving. But staying there, yes, you can stay there for a little bit because you might want to process and you want to reflect on what you've been through. But you can't stay there. You got to remove from that space because it's called life. Because it can paralyze you. Whatever is it
True.
that you've been through, it can
True.
paralyze you.
True.
And
True.
then watch that fear. Watch that fear. Release that fear with ease. Because that is how you remind yourself that you're good enough. And then pick your pieces up with your friends, with your source, your spirituality, your spiritual practices, whatever that is. Practicing your modalities, being that receiving mode, pull from that source. And that's going to help you to move forward. Yep.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, because many times when we are on that bridge, that is the time we need to connect with the powerful version of ourselves. When we are there, many times we're asking ourselves so many questions. Why am I here? What's the purpose? But that is the time that you have to connect with the powerful version of yourself. You're there for a reason. You're there to connect with yourself. Because when you are there on that bridge, that is going to connect you to the other phase that you got to walk through. When you are there, the things that you're telling yourself when you're there, many times when you're there on that bridge, the things that you're telling yourself, that is what is keeping you there and not helping you to go over and to walk forward. It have you stuck there. So when you are on that bridge, it's the time for you to connect with the powerful version of yourself and look at it as a time to go to the inner strength that you have. It's a time for you to connect with that inner strength. It's a time for you to start to see things differently. And it doesn't matter when you are there if people walk away from your life. It does not matter because there is where you gain your strength. So if you have a friend that walk away from you while you're on that bridge, a friend may walk away from you. It's okay. That is the time for you to go deep within and get the strength to cross, not to stay there. Of course, you're going to process the emotions here. You have the right to process the emotions, but don't stay there. You got to start to walk and go over because it's very important for us not to stay there and become a revolving door that people just pushing you around all the time. It's time that you got to step out. You got to go to the other side to start the other phase of your life. And remember that whatever happened here, keep it in your toolbox because there will be other bridges that you have to cross. And you will need these same tools when that time comes for you to cross another bridge, because our life are made up of a lot of bridges. But it all depends when we are on a particular bridge, what we are telling ourselves, what we are gathering at that point in time, the people who we are associating with at that point in time. It is very, very important to take us further in life. So if when you're on that bridge, you have to examine yourself, see what is beneficial for you and what is not. If there are things that you need to shed, it's a time for you to shed it off there. So you can move over with clarity. You can move over with a clear understanding the direction that you're heading. And when you get over to the other side of that bridge, you need that support system, because remember, it's going to be all new for you. You never went in this field before. You never went on this other side before. So you will need that support system. So that is why while you're on the bridge, you need to start to get that support system. So when you go over the bridge now, you have that support system supporting you, holding you up on that foundation to help you to move forward. And as Joan rightfully said, you got to pay attention to what you're listening to, who is in your ear. Because many times when we are approaching the bridge to cross, or we on that bridge, or even when we get across to the other side of that bridge, a lot of times people would say, girl, you know what you're doing? Or mister, you know what you're doing? You crazy, why don't you go back? So it all depends who are in your ear. You've got to be strong enough with the strength to know that, you know what, I can do this. It doesn't matter what he telling me or she may be telling me. I know I can do this because I want this for me. You got to be crystal clear what you want. You got to know what you want to move forward with. Because if you're not crystal clear, you could be shattered. You got to pay attention to what you really want with your life. It is so important, because as we move through life, you will meet with so much different situations, a lot of experiences, but keep your eyes on the prize. If you're looking to do a specific thing with your life, keep your eyes on the prize. It doesn't matter who putting things into your ear, keep your eyes on the prize, because you know what you want. You know what you want for your life. And many times people will try to tell you that's not for you. And if you adhere to what they're saying to you, then it's when you cave in. So you got to build that strength. As you move towards the bridge, as you on the bridge, as you get off the bridge, you need that strength, because that is the strength. Let that strength be your foundation to stand on. Strength is needed, faith is needed, kindness is needed, compassion is needed. All that is needed for yourself as you go through these different phases of life. It is so important. Joan?
Wow, that's powerful. And I just want to just drop a piece in there in all the things that you listed. Courage.
Yes.
Courage. You got to have that courage, because that's an additional piece that would support you as a human being, as an individual, to take the courage.
Yes.
Because sometimes things, your dream might be very lofty. It's a risk that you think you're going to take, as you rightly said. It's something new that you are embarking on.
Yes.
And there is where, because now fear of the unknown step in,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what it looked like, because it's your dream, it was given, you birthing it, right? Sometimes it take a long time, sometimes it take a short time, or whatever is it that you're trying to birth, that you're impregnated with. And people might say, no, oh no, you can't do that. What do you think about doing that? No. If that download came into you, then you know, take the courage, take the calculated risk, and move forward, because that's given to you. And only you and you alone can bring that out and share it to the world.
Yes.
Let it be impactful, changing lives, making a difference in somebody else's space. So take the courage. I like all the things you list, but also add a piece in, which is courage.
Yes.
And if you're bouncing back from something that you've been through, use and harness that resilience,
Yes.
because that resiliency will help you along the journey, whether you're coming from a bridge, crossing a bridge, on a bridge, wherever you are in life, whatever space you are in life. There are certain things we have to have. We have to have that strength. We have to have that courage. We got to show ourselves love and compassion, whatever it is we're going through in the space and time. We got to pour that on us, pour that in us, and then look at our core principles and see if our core principles are in align with what we're getting ready to do.
True. Absolutely right, and you got to become unstoppable. You got to become unstoppable. You're not a chicken, you're an eagle. It's time to fly. You have to look at yourself as something great. I am greatness. You really didn't come here by accident. There is a reason for you being here. And it's time that you really go within and understand why you are here. And when you accept yourself, when you love yourself, you have nothing to fear, because you're being authentic with yourself. So it doesn't matter what someone else may be saying to you to make you feel little. That's not you, because you're authentic. You're stepping into your greatness. So if someone is trying to make you feel lesser than, that cannot affect you, because you know who you are. See, it's time that you step up, show up, and start to walk in your greatness, because you're great. And as
You're
Joan rightfully said before, you are enough. You're special. You're unstoppable. So whatever you're thinking to do with your life, show up and do it. If you want to write a book, if you want to start a program, you want to do Spotify, you want to do YouTube, whatever it is that you want to do, if you have this burning desire that you want to do something great with your life, that it could really benefit humanity, just show up, step up, and do it. Because someone out there is waiting to listen to what you have to say. And it's time that we stop playing these small games. As I normally listen to a guy and he says, stop playing small. It's time you play big. It's time you think big. Because many times we tell ourselves that we can't do this. You may have a burning desire to do something, but you know what? Someone may keep telling you, you know what, you can't do. Yes, you can do it. We are here today to tell you, yes, you can do it. You can get up. If you want to write a book, you can get up and start to write that book. If you want to start to do something valuable with your life, you can get up today and start to do something valuable with your life. You can do it. Don't make no one tell you you can't. You have a choice with your life. Your life is in your hands. And it doesn't matter what anyone else think about you. That's not you. You show up and you start to do the things that you want to do with your life, that will give you the value that you need with your life, and be of value to humanity. Be very valuable to humanity. So today, whatever it is, whatever situation that you're in, whatever experiences that you're going through at this point in time, process it. Sit down, process it. Get your journal out. Start to write. Every day, start to write. And as you start to write, you're going to get clarity. As you start to write in your journal, you will get the clarity that you need. And as you get that clarity, there is where you're going to be able to start to get up and start walking. And as you change the thoughts, you will start to see people going to start to show up in your life. Once you start to change that paradigm, you will see people going to start to show up in your life. And then you will start to ask yourself, but how is this happening now? Because you changed the paradigm. Once you change that thinking, you will start to see things start to show up in your life. Things start to happening for you. And there is where your life starts to shift. So today, pause, step back. If you need to step back from social media, if you need to put away that cell phone and go into that mode, do it. Because only you have the power over your life. Nobody else. Nobody else have any power over you. You have the power over your life. You could make the choices you want to make for you that is going to benefit you, that is going to help you to cross the bridge that you're on. Only you can do it. Nobody else can do it for you. Joan?
There's a lot to unpack there, but some of the key things that you said all are so important. But I like how you brought a piece in home with stepping back. There is where you're taking that pause, because now you move into a space of reset mode.
Yes.
You're resetting. You're resetting because you're looking at your life. We are in the 6th month of 2023. And so now this is a good time. If you listen to us this morning, it's a good time to take that view where you started at the beginning of 23 and where you are now, and look at your goals. And sometimes you got to tweak your goals a little bit because we got to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you're taking your time, you're resetting, you put yourself on pause, resetting yourself, and then take actionable goals. Use actionable goals. Write your goals out clear. What makes sense to you and what you can take the step. I saw somebody in there say starting, they have an EIN, this something in that global gale or whatever that is. But whatever is it that you're trying to start to do today, or where you want to move forward for the next months before we conclude 2023, start today. Congratulations to all of you who are making bold moves and new steps
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to able to say, well, you have your list, right? And you say, you know what, look, this is what I'm going to do now because I know I can attain that. That's my actionable goal. I'm working towards this. And I'm going to one, two, or three. So listen, these are the ones that are realistic to me. These are the ones that I can take action on. Let me start from this point. And you feel good about it. There is a good feeling, a good energy, a good emotion you feel when you can able to take off and say, okay, well, I got this done, or this is in process, and you feel good about it. And that is an incentive to you, because you know you're taking actionable goals, you're moving in a different direction of your life. You have put aside things that was not really moving you forward and helping you to live your dream out and living your true potential. So congratulations to all of you. Don't be fickle minded. It's okay. Fear will come in every now and then, but release that fear with ease. But if that is something that your burning desire, if that's a dream that you are impregnated with, then go for it. Take that action. Have the right kind of people that you surround yourself with. And then also don't forget, nourish yourself, because we cannot attain our dreams and goals if we don't have the strength, right? If we don't have the courage, if we're not putting the right kind of food in our body, because we
Yeah.
have to have and then muster up and harness that strength from within. Go in that inner core. We talk about inner core. Go in that inner space.
Mhm.
Practice your modality, your meditation. Find quiet time for yourself where you can able to think and channel and listen to your whisper. And you know what? Celebrate your wins, whether they're small or big. Because you know what? You work hard for that. You have attained that.
Mhm.
And support yourself for that. And remind yourself, and we said this a lot this morning, but somebody needs to keep hearing this. You're good enough. You're special. You're one of a kind. You're worthy. You're gorgeous. I don't know what you the men they say if they say that I'm handsome, I'm beautiful. I don't know what you guys say, but just remind yourself that you're good. I'm just making fun, but just remind yourself that you're good enough. You're worthy. Take that step today. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been sitting long on the sidelines and you got to list a dream and you got a lot of desire within your heart that you want to become and who you want to be. Take that step, one step at a time. We don't have to do everything. Baby steps, small increments, and it builds up over a period of time. And keep you supporting yourself. Just remember, whatever your spirituality practice are, but just remember the universe is supporting you, but it's waiting on you to make that step. That step. Take that leap and then love yourself. Show yourself that love and compassion. Because you know what? You're worthy and you're good enough. And so today, let's jump on that. Let's take that actionable goal and let's tick off something on our list that we have putting to the side and we have not been doing. Let's do it
Mhm.
because that is what motivation is. But motivation is good and all, but then we have to sustain that.
True.
We
True.
have to sustain it. That
True.
is why we have the right kind of people who is going to
True.
give us nudge and move us forward. Because
Absolutely.
you're good
Absolutely right, Joan.
and you're waiting to birth that dream that is inside of you.
Yeah.
Let's get that delivery. We're waiting on that delivery.
Yes, yes. And
Move.
yeah, you got to keep moving, and many people are waiting on you.
Hmm.
Many people are waiting on you. Better believe it. So the longer you stay there, you're
You're holding up
depriving those
somebody.
people.
You're holding people up.
So it's time that you really start the steps, the little baby steps. Start the little baby steps because people are waiting on that book for you to
Hmm.
write.
Yeah.
People are waiting on that podcast for you to start. So just start to make, as Joan said, start to make those baby steps because as you make the baby steps, you'll see exactly the direction you're supposed to head. It's just about making that first step.
I want to say something. I don't want to cut you off, but I just got something. I want to say something because sometimes that is what hinder us. Sometimes don't think about how it's going to be done. Don't think about how it's going to be done because it might be a big dream. Don't think about how it's done.
True.
Know that once you start and you take that staircase, somebody's people are going to jump and help you and
Yeah.
support. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
That thank you for saying that because that's absolutely right. Many times we tend to we have this dream and we want to start to do it, but we the fear step in. It's okay, but don't stay there. Start to make those steps. And as Joan rightfully said just now, once you touch that staircase to start to walk, you will surprise to see how things would just show up and to make that journey so easy for you. And sometimes you even ask yourself, why I didn't start this before? Because once you get on that frequency, whatever is it that you want to do to benefit humanity, once you get on that frequency, you will connect with the people on that frequency with what you desire to do. And things gonna start showing up because you're on that frequency. And that frequency will bring the people to you. And the next thing too that we need to do, we need to notice when we are disconnected. When we are disconnected, we need to really notice when that is happening. We need to notice it and nip it in the bud, as they would say. Because if we allow that to escalate, we come off from the frequency and then we start to doubt ourselves. And once you come off from that frequency, then you start to ask yourself, but this is not happening anymore because you came off from the frequency. It can't happen. If you drop down from the frequency that you was on before, things can't happen the way it was happening before because you came off from the frequency. That is why you got to stay on the frequency. So things you could have a continuous flow happening. Because once you're on the frequency, you will have the continuous flow. Because remember, there are people on that frequency. See, even self, one did not work. There's somebody else on that same frequency is going to, another person is going to show up if it didn't work with one person because you're on that frequency. So we have to discern. We have to have that spirit of discernment. When things are not going right, we need to make that discernment. You know what? No, no, no. I came off from my frequency. I need to get back there. What modalities I need to use to go back on that frequency? You got to check. That is why you got to check in with yourself constantly. Because we're human. We are human, and many times we will fall down. But once you have that spirit of discernment, you start to check in with yourself. You use your modalities, use your tools that you have in your toolbox. You always have to have your tools because we need these tools to take us on our journey. So once you have your tools in your toolbox, you reach for your tools, which is your modalities that you're going to use to take you right back up to your frequency. So we just need to pay attention and have that discernment exactly what's happening in our lives at the moment. And as I said before, Joan said before, if you're walking towards that bridge, if you're on that bridge, if you just get over that bridge to start over your life, you need to understand that strength is needed. A lot of strength is needed because if you don't have that strength, you could cave in. It's very easy to cave. And again, surround yourself with the right kind of people. Because once you surround yourself with the right kind of people, they could able to set that foundation that you could stand on, and you could always reach out to them and they will always be there for you, genuinely be there for you. Because a lot of times some of the people who seems genuine, they are not genuine. So you got to have that spirit of discernment to understand who are genuine and who are not genuine to you. You got to look for that. That is so important that we pay attention to that, because a lot of times people would show up and they would say, you know what, I'm here for you. You know, when things really, really get going, are they there for you? So you really have to make that discernment. And it's okay if people fall away. It's okay. It's quite okay if a friendship goes sour or if a friendship go bad. It's okay. Because where you're getting ready to go, that person cannot go with you. You're going on to a higher frequency. That person is not ready yet for that frequency. So it's quite okay. Don't judge yourself because that friend fall away. Don't judge yourself. You're moving in a different space and that person cannot go with you. So you always have to pay attention because these things could really pull you back. They could really pull you back across that bridge. So you got to be so careful, have that spirit of discernment, really understand the choices you're making. Pay attention to the things that you're feeding yourself with. Because the food that you feed yourself with, physically, mentally, it is very important for your daily living. So pay attention which buffet you're going to, and you're feeding yourself at that buffet. If it's going to really enrich your life, pay attention at that buffet. Because many times a lot of things show up in front of us and we get confused. You know, we get so confused. There's so much of food in front of us. And because some of the food is for free, we get so confused. We don't even know what to eat. We grabbling everything, but some of the things are not good for you. Some of the things that you grabbling and putting on your plate to eat, it's not good for you. So you gotta pay attention what you're putting on your plate, what you're consuming. You gotta pay attention. If it's not good for you, don't eat it. Take it out from your plate. Don't eat it. Because if you're gonna eat that, it's not gonna be good for your health. It's not gonna be good for your mental. So when you are at the buffet, when you have all your friends around you, make wise choices. Who you're gonna take with you on your journey and who you need to leave behind. It's okay. It's okay. They're gonna talk bad about you. They're gonna say bad things about you. It's okay. Because what they're saying about you, it's not you. That's not you. So you gotta stand strong. You have to have your strength as you go through life. You have to have your strength. Always have your toolbox with your modalities. So you could always open the toolbox, pick out which one you need, which day. You always gotta got a toolbox next to you. Wherever you go, you're driving, you gotta get a toolbox. You eating, you gotta get your toolbox. Because sometimes you're among family members, you don't know when you're gonna need the tools. So you always gotta get a toolbox next to you. You know, you're at work, get your toolbox. Keep your modalities in that toolbox. So whenever things show up, you got the tools for it. You could work the tools. So whoever come up in front of your face, you know what? I got a tool for you, girl, or I got the tool for you, boy. So you gotta keep those tools next to you. Joan, I see Terrence Johnson in the house.
Yeah, and Zion and Miley and
Oh
everybody in
my
the house.
God.
Wonderful. But quickly, I want to talk about. I know you talk about so many things, but things that came into me is like the importance of setting our boundaries. That's very important.
Yes,
That setting
yes,
boundaries
yes,
is going to maintain our well-being, because when, as we talked earlier, when we talk about our goals that we're setting and our actionable goals and our smart goals, that which is very realistic, and we want to really get to that, because we are in the 6 month, and to conclude 2023, we want to look at our actionable goals and set those goals and really take action. But in order to get to our goals, sometimes we have to set boundaries, and boundaries that are that for our is really for our well-being, because that's who we are. And so setting our boundaries are so essential.
yes,
And when we set those boundaries, we have to be firm about it. We gotta, because remember, we are moving in a different life, in a different stage in our life. We're moving towards a different bridge, as we spoke about.
yeah,
And so it's very important for us to really harness that. And so, you know what, for my mental well being, my physical well being, I got to set up some boundaries.
true.
I got to set up some boundaries. And I also want to touch, because there's so many things, but I just want to touch on this as well. Sometimes the friends that may fall away, they're not bad people,
No,
they're good. But because life, we evolve in different spaces, that friendship or that time is expired. They're going on to do what they got to do. We're going on to do what we got to do. So let's understand that. And we all have to be mindful,
true.
because our mindset is so important. So we stay mindful. We look at our action, every goals, and focus on our boundaries, celebrate our wins, and keep it moving.
You're absolutely right, Joan. And before we wrap up, many times, many times we wonder why a friend may fall away, but that journey came to an end. Or sometimes it really didn't come to an end. Sometimes you find as you move along life, they move along on their life too. You come back together as a friend. So many times, whichever direction it go, don't say bad things about that person.
No, don't do that.
Don't say bad things about that person, because we tend to really bring down that person because the friendship go bad. We tend to bring, don't do that, because sometime along the line you may have to run him back to that person.
You may have to cross that bridge.
Absolutely. So the point is that we need to come to that awareness and understand that we come to this point, we're going to go our separate ways, we're going to do our separate thing. But if willing, we come back together, it's okay, it's all okay. We all are on different assignment. We are here on different assignments. Look, for instance, when you used to go to school, I could assure you at this point in time, many people who you grew up with, they are different parts of the world or different parts of the country. Because you know what? That is life. We all move in different places, different spaces, and it's okay.
Quite okay.
Don't talk down another person.
Oh.
Does that make you feel good?
Mm-mm.
If you're going to bring down another person, does that really make you feel good? I don't think so. Don't do things like that. There is no need for you to do things like that. Focus on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on your journey. Your journey is what important to you, not another person's journey. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on where you're going. Focus on the tools and the modalities that you're going to need to go on your journey, not the other person's journey. Focus on yourself. It's
Right.
very important, because these are things that myself and Joan had to learn. So, what we are saying to you, these are things that we had to learn. We had to learn this because you see us sitting here today. If we start to tell you the things people have said about us, the things that people have done to us.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened? If we had focused on that, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today.
No.
Absolutely not.
Keep it moving.
But you
Keep
have
it.
got to come to that place of awareness. You know what? Whatever someone is saying about me, that has nothing to do with me. That's how they are feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with me. My life is not in their hands. I have a choice over my life. So today, if you're going towards that bridge, if you're on that bridge, if you just cross over the bridge, what we can tell you today that what you will need as your foundation is faith, strength, kindness, compassion. That is what you will need towards the bridge, on the bridge, or if you just get off the bridge.
And to add a piece in there, don't forget to be resilient, because resiliency is the thing that is going to support you, that you can harness all of that. And so that
Absolutely.
you stand strong on a solid foundation. Let that be your bedrock so that you can move and propel forward. Harness all of that,
Absolutely.
because that is going to, because as we move through life, there are all those things that we're going to need, regardless whichever stage of life we're in.
Absolutely.
Where are we coming from? We moving toward every space of our lives. As just to recap, when we spoke earlier about when you're in your 20s, the
Right.
values, then when you're in your 30s, what you value then, because each space is different. Your desire changes, and
Right.
what you then doesn't value, no longer value to you. That is why sometimes the people in your life changes,
Right.
because you are evolving in different spaces. When you're in your 20s, yes, you would do certain things But when you're in your 30s, you start to think differently. When you're in
Absolutely.
your 40s, you start to think differently. And when you're in your 50s, you start to think differently. So that is how you evolve. Your mental status change, that you're thinking differently. Those things no longer fit for you. And
Absolutely.
sometimes people don't understand you, and it's okay. It's okay.
Absolutely.
That's all right, because I am moving on a different trajectory. I'm moving in a new space. And it's okay if you don't understand me now. But you know what? Because of God and his power, or whatever your spiritual belief in, I am moving in a different, and don't feel guilty about it.
True.
Don't feel guilty about it, because you are impregnated with your dream and your desire. Don't feel guilty about it. It was given to you. It was downloaded in you. You stand strong. You stand firm. You move with your faith. You move with your courage. You move with your resiliency. And you stand because you know it was given to you. And you keep moving forward. And the right kind of people is going to show up in your space and give you what you need and show you off with your excellence, because you are excellent.
Absolutely right, Joan. I just love it. I just love it. You
You are
know,
excellent.
yeah, because the thing is that many times we're living in that old paradigm and not realizing that we have moved, we have shifted. So that is why, again, discernment. You got to have that discernment to know that things shifted in your life. And because there is a shift, everything else is going to shift.
Hmm.
Everything in your life, it will shift. Once you make that shift, everything in your life going to shift. Your friends are going to shift.
Hmm.
People are going to show up that is different in your life. So pay attention. Know when there's a shift. Know when things are about to birth in your life, and just be gracious, as Joe normally say. Be gracious, be kind, be compassionate with yourself. It's such a pleasure to be here this morning, because a lot of times we're asking ourselves so many questions. And I hope today myself and Joan was able to answer some of your questions. And I hope today that whatever you do, whatever you take away from this show this morning, just know that you have that strength within you. You have that choice within you. You can make that choice to get up, start walking towards that bridge. When you get on that bridge, get the tools you need from your toolbox. This toolbox is very important, because this toolbox, all the modalities that you have in that toolbox, you're going to need it. So, as I said before, keep that toolbox strapped to you. Keep your toolbox strapped onto you. Whatever situation you meet up, whatever experiences, you got the tools for it. You're ready to fire, you know. So keep it strapped to you, strap it onto you, you know. So you know what, you got to be a soldier. You got to be a soldier. Keep your tools with you, so whenever anything come up, you're ready for it. You're aware and you're ready. The discernment, you're aware, you're ready. Keep your tools. Don't forget your tools. Never leave your home without your tools. Always have your tools, which is your modalities. Have it with you wherever you go. John?
Oh, wow, 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 wow. That is so powerful. So much things downloading, coming into me. But one of the things that came that I wanted to say before we wrap up, in our lives, as we grow, as we evolve, growth and expansion, what's happening there? Let's think about an aircraft.
True.
When we leave the airstrip, because that's how life, we start from one point and we move in and we taking off. What happened? Until we move to a different space, we're moving in different altitudes. And to move in different altitude and to sustain us, as I saw something, I think it was from Tyler Perry, climb and maintain.
True.
climb and maintain our prayers, our worship, our serving to our whatever source we believe in, because we're moving with moving to a different altitude. First of all, also we got to be strong, as you mentioned, you outlined that. And for those of you finding strength, resiliency, courage, not being afraid, take the risk. People are going to support you. Don't worry about it. You make that start. Whatever dream you're thinking about today, or whatever desires are on your heart, or whatever dream that you are impregnated with and you're holding it on, you got to birth it. This is your birthing season. You got to birth that gift that is inside you. A lot of people are waiting. You need to get that out. Pause and take the time and assess yourself. Where am I? Am I satisfied with what I am getting from myself? Or do I deserve to do more? More of me? Because life is demanding that from you, and your power, your source is demanding that from you. So you got to take that step. Work with your source. Get
Yeah.
yourself in a position that you can receive that. But before all of that can happen, you got to be in alignment. You have to be in alignment, and you have to have that mindset. You have to have that mindset, and you can't be fickle about it. You got to be strong about it, because you're moving into new space, and you're moving to receive your desires, and you want more, because that is how you're going to bring your excellence out. You want more, and you deserve more, and you have the right to, because you know what? You're special, you're unique, you're one of a kind, and you're worthy. So we love all of you today for everything that your comments and everything, which we will get to. But we just want to thank you for being here today. And we felt the need that, today, because we took a break and we've been posting our replays. But we think this is a way that we can kick things off back in our new season, back again, and supporting all of you, motivating all of you for you to go out, take actionable goals, birth that dream that you're impregnated with, and live your best self, live your excellency, because we love all of you. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. I've just saw a I've just saw a comment by Dr. Terrence Johnson. He said you're all on fire today. Dr. Terrence, we just want to let you know that we're impregnated with it. So that is why we had to come on the show today.
Birth it.
To birth it, to let everyone know that you're great. And as Joan said, you're special, you are enough. Whatever you're working on, find the right kind of people to support you, who believe in you, trust in yourself, love yourself, know that you could show up, you can be the person who you're aspiring to be. Don't allow no one to tell you you cannot be who you're aspiring to be. Because be authentic, be truthful to yourself, show up and deliver. That's all you got to do. Be authentic, be truthful to yourself, trust yourself, show up and deliver. All of you, you are great. There are greatness within you. Never doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. If things are showing up that you don't like in your life, it's time to check in, take the journey within, and make that change. You have that choice to make that change. You can birth great things in your life. It's time for you to do it. Don't just sit there and say, you know what? I am missing myself. If you're missing yourself, go to take the journey within and find yourself. Now is the time for you to take that journey within and find yourself, because you're always there. You are always there. It's just that some experience or situation may happen in your life. And you know what? You start to doubt yourself. Take the journey within yourself, find yourself back, pick up yourself, and start moving. Keep it moving. But when you're keeping moving, don't forget your toolkit. Your toolkit is your strength. As you move along this journey, don't ever forget your toolkit. Your toolkit have all your modalities that you need for whatever situation comes up in front of you. You have your tool kit to take you through. We want to thank each one of you for joining us today, because it's always good when you show up and sit with us for this hour. We really appreciate you. We love you. We are here for you. You need any help, just reach out to myself and Joan. We are here for you. We're going to sit with you. We're going to have discussions with you. We're going to talk with you. And we're going to help you to really go deep within yourself to find back the power that you hold within yourself, the strength that is within you. So we love you. Thank you for joining us today. And continue to support Soul, Light, and Body. We got some amazing stuff that is coming up. We are working on some projects at the moment, and some amazing things are in the pipeline coming through. So just wait for when that tap turn on. It's going to be really turned on. There's no stopping. No stopping when that tap turn on. We got some amazing stuff coming through. So continue to tune into Soul, Light, and Body. And we love you guys dearly. Tom, thank you so much for being behind the scenes as always and showing up for myself and Joan. Thank you for doing that for us. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the viewers again. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.